And hello everyone, welcome to the stream. As you can see, it's one of my late night howling streams, which means the moon is full, I'm all hairy and I'm about to kill something out in the street. Not really, don't worry, I'm not a werewolf, not yet anyway. So, welcome to the stream. I'm just going to do, as my usual, the little sound check to make sure you can actually hear me. I've got to not be too loud though, because as I still live at home, I've got to be respectful of other people, so yeah. But anyway, just got to make sure that all that is working and everything, and then we'll get started, alright? And hello everyone, welcome to the stream. As you can see, it's one of my late night howling streams, which means the moon is full, I'm all hairy and I'm about to kill something out in the street. Not really, don't worry, I'm not a werewolf, not yet anyway. So, welcome to the stream. I'm just going to do is going on with the sound, I wonder. Make sure you can actually hear me. I've got not be too loud. So, I can hear you. Yep, you can hear me lovely in them again. By the way, is anyone else getting that loud static noise, like there's something blowing across the mic? Or is it just my iPod's mic? Nope, you can barely hear me over that booming music, so I'm going to turn that fucking thing down. So, let's turn way I don't know what that is, because I've never had that before. Could you be hearing it from the iPod though? Turn it down a tiny bit more because, no offence, the music is a bit loud in these games. But anyway, so that's the music turned down, that's all that sorted. Always ask for maps, say without asking. Yes. So, right, I'm going to turn my volume on my iPod off. So, just tell me now if you can hear the static still. If you can, I don't know what it is. I mean, fan in the background, but that's never happened. It's never caused an issue before. It might be that it was just my mic for a moment now, my actual iPod. So hopefully that's the case. But anyway, hopefully you can hear me over the music still. I'm going to turn the music up like I said, so you can actually hear it now. And hello to Joe and Emma, who have decided to come and join the stream. My lovely fiance and my college friend, who is still a chef, unlike me. I just wanted to hunt and kill things. He wanted to cook them properly. Anyway, we're now back with another random game because that's what my late night howling streams is all about. Ooh, did I just get a new follower? Can barely hear what? The music or the static? Because I could hear it very loudly through the mic on my iPod when I turned it all the way up. I think I just got a new follower. Just need one moment. I'm just going to check that because. Oh, hello, Cog Whistle. Thank you very much for the follow. If you are in the chat, do say hello. Really would like to say hello to you, mate. Thank you very much for the follow. I'm now up to 29. Nearly near 30. Bloody hell. Oh, you're struggling to hear you. Right, okay. So you can barely hear the static, which is good, but you're struggling to hear me. Right, okay then. Let's see if I can turn. I'm hoping that I can try and figure out how to turn me up a bit more. It's because obviously I can't literally be shouting my head off as much as I usually am, because obviously there are other people. Right. Okay. How? I don't mean to be rude here, Joe, but how loud is what you're listening to me on? Because if it's not loud enough, that might be your own fault, not mine. I'm just going to turn the camera a bit because I want to see my pretty little face. And thank you very much again, Cogwhistle. You are a legend, and welcome to the pack. You are now a fellow howler. Or at least that's what I'm calling my followers, but if you want to call yourself something different, by all means, I don't mind. But I am a wolf, so it must be wolf related. That's all I say. Anyway, without further ado, we are going to get on with the game. I am going to turn down the music a little bit more, just to make sure that it's not that playing up. So we're going to put it down to 40. So it's still bloody loud music. Okay, fair enough then. Sorry, Joe. It seems like it's you. But anyway, so as I was going to say, before I suddenly got a new phone, thank you again. Late night howling is going to basically be any game I feel like playing that early. It's usually late for me because it's after I finish work and I finish work at 11. It's why it's when I get in and start playing games. But anyway. Good. Glad it's bare for you, Joe. But basically, I felt like playing Tyranny. I played Frostpunk last time. You can catch that on my YouTube channel. I'm going to upload it straight after this, along with some Wolf and Bunny action. That sounds rather perverse, but trust me, it isn't. It is literally me and my fiance, who is called Violent Bunny. I'm Wolf Reaper, so Wolf and Bunny, playing some games together, and basically just me saying how bad her plays are mostly, I will admit. But anyway, let's get on with the game. If I stop talking, it's because I've fallen asleep. I'm shattered. Fair enough then. And by the way, I did see that you tried to call me earlier. It's fine, okay? I was downstairs watching Merlin. Anyway, let's get on with this. So Tyranny is a bit like a Dungeons and Dragons game, but anyway. So first, new game settings, so we can decide how we want our game to be. We can do story mode, which is obviously pussy mode. You want to be a Nazi, or you want to have a story, just a normal story, or do you want to have a bit more strategic and something with a bit more strategy and efficiency, but forgives a few mistakes in combat. Or do you want to go hard and literally just be brutal RPG? So basically, if you played Pillars of Eternity heavily, you would obviously know what you're doing. Now I have played a bit of Pillars of Eternity, not a lot, so I'm going to stick with little normal mode. I'm a little Nazi. So here we go. I love the artwork of Tyranny, it's so cool. Sorry about the loading screen. Oh. Again, love the artwork.
For over 400 years, the armies of Kairos the Overlord have swept across the known world. All who stood against them fell before their might. Even the Archons, women and men of immense power, were forced to kneel, chained to the Overlord's will.
Oh, great.
Now Kairos' final conquest has come to our corner of the world, and two of the Overlord's armies compete for the honor of taking our lands. The elite disfavored, and the teeming horde of the Scarlet Chorus. The voices of Nerat, spy master and Archon of secrets, guides the fierce and undisciplined masses of the Scarlet Chorus. With each battle, the Scarlet Chorus grows stronger, as the defeated are given a simple choice: serve or die.
Pretty simple choice.
Graven Ash, Archon of War and the Overlord's most loyal general, leads the disfavored. Though small in number, Kairos' ironclad legion has never met true defeat in open battle. Watching over the two generals is Tunon, the Adjudicator, Archon of Justice, eldest of Kairos' minions. Tunon brings Kairos' laws to newly conquered lands, aided by the Fatebinders, judges and executioners of the Overlord's laws. You were among the youngest of the court of Fatebinders when Kairos' armies came to our lands.
Babby Fate.
How could we have known that the fate of thousands would rest in your hands?
Well, shit, you're all gonna die then, aren't you? Oh, and hello, Insane. Haven't seen you in a long while. I was actually talking about you today, wondering what I should do to try and get you to come back. I was missing you, mate. As you can see, my channel's got a bit better. I've got a border of my name above it. The chat is showing up on my stream and the little alert boxes and stuff. But yeah, how have you been, Insane? How's it going? How's that little, was it a 3-year-old, if I remember correctly? And I've been great, by the way, Joe. Thank you very much for asking. Anyway, while you talk in the chat, I'm going to quickly just create a character. So, obviously, I'm going to be a hulking male. No, I'm going to be rather skinny male because I'm not that... Jesus Christ, that's an abomination of skinny. Oh, good, I'm glad. And how's the wife? Unless she's sitting next to you going, go to sleep, you little shit. Right, anyway, so I'm going to be obviously male and I'm going to go with the normal physique. Right, so now we get to pick what we want to look like. So we can pick face. So do I want to look like I've just been punched in the face at all? Always with the jokes. Right, I'm going to go with that one. Oh, hang on, is there more options? No, there isn't. Okay, that's fine. Let's see if there's any more. Because usually that's what my hair looks like. Literally tied back in a ponytail all the time. As you can see, probably. Why did I do it that way? The camera's there, Daniel. Right, so we're going to have, obviously, you know what? What colour hair should I have? You decide in the chat. So there's all the colours there. Pick what colour hair I should have. Oh shit. You really just love pain, don't you? Ouch. I really hope she gets your jokes. Right, anyway, I'm going to pick my facial hair while I wait for you guys to pick my hair colour. Because even though I don't actually have any facial hair, I'm trying to grow a bit of it. It's slowly coming through. Very slowly. I'm not like my friend Insane here, a Scotsman who can just literally just push a beard out his face. I'm assuming. Most Scottish people I've seen are very beardy. Right, anyway, let's pick a voice. So
That wasn't so hard.
male and sneaky. Male and noble.
I'm injured, tired. Let's rest.
Aggressive.
See that?
What, me and my missus? We've been great, mate. Started doing some streams. You did miss a few Wolf and Bunny streams because I've now actually got a mic. As you can tell, this mic's not down, so I actually have a mic, a better camera and everything. So that's why it's better quality. Yeah, if you want to see them though, you can check out my YouTube channel because I'm going to be uploading them soon. And we played some Assault Cactus Android, which was one of the free games for Xbox One. I don't think of male aggressive as me. Female sneaky, of course.
Ha! Good work!
That sound is so male, not female at all. Right, I'm gonna
You
go
learn
male
something
sneaky.
every day.
And oh, can pick some tattoos. Ooh. Ooh, I can have a kraken. Ooh, could have some rather nice tattoos. That's cool. Thank you very much, Insane. By the way, the missus is in the chat, but I think she might have zoned out by now because she is very tired. She has something called sleep-wake disorder, so sometimes she'll just literally zone out at random times in the day. It is a wee bit upsetting, but she can't help it, so just got to roll with the punches, as they say. Let's give it a red head. Actually, no, you know what? Because I'm a blue man, I will always have blue tattoos, like my Celtic ancestors. So has anyone decided on a hair colour yet, or am I going to have to decide on my own? Right, while I'm waiting again, I will do a portrait. Ooh, can I have that hair? I don't really want to have a ponytail, because Where is it? Come on, show me where the hairs are. Show me where the hairs are, please. You know what? Sorry, we're going to go over the mohawk. Yeah. Black or dark brown, okay. Thank you, Joe. By the way, insane Joe, this is my friend Joe. Pulled me through... Oh, there's Emma. Pulled me through college when I did catering. Believe it or not, I am a fully trained, qualified professional chef. Do not ask me to cook you dinner. I will probably fuck it up somehow. Right, so there we go. We've created our characters so far. Now we've just got to pick what... Actually, you know what? I think that's a good portrait, really. So let's go on to the next one, which is history. So, how did you join Kairos' army? A pit fighter, a hunter, a guild apprentice, a noble scion, a diplomat, a war mage, a lawbreaker, or a soldier? So, unable to sow with rumours of war, it seems the recruitment into this favour would be an obvious match for your skills. The Archon of Justice is known to say that good iron is not used for swords and good minds are not used for soldiers. Claimed by Tion, you were instead drafted in the Court of Fate Binders, where your martial skills were put to use in the enforcer of Kairos' laws. Thank you. Emma's right, I never cook, but out of me and you, Joe, you're the expert, I'm just a novice. Or a lawbreaker. He does look like he does remind me a lot of Game of Thrones, because he's like Theon Greyjoy and all that. But, right, so let's have a look. So, accused of a crime you most certainly did commit, you stood before Tion, the adjudicator, Archon of Justice, and argued your case with eloquence and conviction. Impressed by your logic, reason and confidence, he found you guilty anyway. It is rumoured that Tion selects many of his agents from his prisoners, who better to catch the wicked than those versed in such ways. In his mercy, Tion offered you the choice of two sentences, decades languishing in prison, or a lifetime serving him in the Court of Fate Binders. The choice was an easy one, and instead of seeing the inside of a cell, you were trained in letters and numbers, magic and more. The laws you once broke are now yours to interpret and enforce. I think I'm going to go with Lawbreaker, because it kind of goes with the way we made the character and the voice we picked up. Okay, please tell me the stream hasn't just died on me. Nope, it still seems to be going. Yeah, that game, I've watched someone play. It is rather an experience, isn't it? Right, can you just tell me if I'm still streaming, please, everyone? Because right now, my iPod has just decided to keep mucking up the internet. So, hopefully I'm still live. Yeah, for some reason it's like my iPod just isn't able to connect to the internet properly or for long. It just all of a sudden stops. Come on, right, okay. You want to be that annoying? Thank you very much, Emma. And by the way, I'm going to try the trick you taught me, which is forget said internet and then re-establish myself on it. Forget it. Forget that one as well. Oh god, you could see me? Oh shit, there's a camera there. Can you imagine if I actually forgot there was a camera? Fucking hell. Brain cells rocking horse, but then again, I have just finished work, so I am dog tired. So yeah, that's why I'm streaming this late, by the way. Blue Jacket, sorry, that's another one of my followers who's been here and saying as much as you have. Basically, it is literally, I've just finished work, decided I would play a few games, and thought I need to do another day streaming. Why not do it? Why not do it now? Right, anyway. There we go. Finally, back to where we're meant to be. And I've got, wow, 6 people watching me. Holy shit. Oh, and look, there's a Twitch ad. Lovely. Yeah, well, play the Twitch ad, so I know that you're working. There we go. Look, there's a little raging man because he's not winning at a game. Oh dear. If it keeps being to use my laptop. Okay, I will. Thank you very much, Right, anyway, let's get into it. Oh, for God's sake, you stupid iPod! Will you just literally get on with what you're meant to be doing? Seriously, this is getting stupid now. Oh look, come on, finish the blooming ad. You've got 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Oh wow, that's an advert for the FIFA World Cup in the Grand Final 2018 in London. Totally not going to that. Hate FIFA. Boringest thing in the world to me. I mean, says the man who did play some of it. Alright, I was a lonely guy, alright, Jesus. Right, let's go next. So, primary expertise. You are trained in the following combat style. I don't think this guy would be very, military-like fighting. He'd be more like shield and sword, or not shield and sword, I mean, like, more like sneaky, so I think definitely dual wielding would be his main weapon. So, wow. I like that, sort of hammer with an axe, that is cool. Just instantaneous give armor. So, choosing abilities, so we have Flurry of Blows, so cooldown time is 30 seconds and it does 9 to 11 slashing damage with 1 times primary weapon. Number of attacks 2, valid weapons, dual wield, thrown weapons, one-handed weapons, two-handed weapons, and unarmed combat. Unleash a double attack on your target, that's cool. Or we can have Slice, which does 10 to 13 slash damage, and it can be used with dual wield, thrown weapons, one-handed weapons, and two-handed weapons. A carefully placed attack that attempts to open a major artery, leaving the target bleeding, so it could cause bleeding for 30 seconds, that's quite cool. It's juttering a little bit, isn't it? Okay. If anyone's still there in the chat, please let me know. Right, I think I'm going to go with double flurry of blows because that way I can get 2 blows in, and I've seen someone on D&D use that and it's bloody badass. Now we get to pick our secondary weapon. Now, again, I don't think what about shock spells? Major skill and shock magic can frequently interrupt their enemies, preventing them from executing their attacks. Now, as a sneaky fella, this guy, I can imagine wanting to learn that because it would fuck his opponents over. Just Charged Fist does a 10 to 15 shock versus endurance, and it's good with a range of 2 meters. Channel explosive surge of electrical energy, releasing it all at once on a nearby enemy, interrupting them and sending them flying back. That sounds good to me. Have I got it? Is it done? There we go. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's done. So now we get to create our own little banner. So, do they have a wolf? Still here, just going to go before I fall asleep. Night. Night, love you. Sweet dreams. And if you're wondering why she's in the chat and not right next to me saying that Blue Jacket is Blue Jacket, for God's sake, I did it again. Insane. It's because she's at her nan's, because we don't live together yet. It's too blooming expensive at the moment. So we are trying our best. Now, what looks like a wolf design? None of these so far. I don't think there's... Oh, hang on. That looks like a paw print. We'll go with that. The paw print of the wolf. And... right, let us go with a dark blue backfield and a light blue on the paw. So character's colours, so this is my colours. We're going to go with... ooh, hang on. So I can have light blue pantaloons here. I don't think so. We're going to go with dark black pantaloons and sort of blue trimming on our armour and that. That sounds cool. Right. So now we get to think of a name for ourselves, and I'm going to go with the name that I gave myself for my own Fallout 4 campaign. Wulfric. And I've given a capital R and a Rick. God damn it, Danny, you're English. Get your language correct. Right, now we get to put some points in. So for the character we've created, finesse is a recommended attribute. Quickness is a highly recommended one, strongly recommended. So we've got 8 points. So I'm going to put 2 on that, 2 on that, and 2 on our wits, because obviously we've got to be a quick thinker. Justin Cinder. I don't know who that is. I'm trying to think now, and I'm. Why do you want me to call him Justin Cinder? If you want me to, I will do it. I don't mind. I just would like to know who the hell that is. And the winky face is not giving me any hope here. Blue fucking. This guy's Blue Jacket's been here so much. I've been talking to him for ages. Insane. Sorry, I'm tired. I hope you don't take offence. Insane. So I think we'll put another one on our. You know what? We'll put most of it on our quickness. Read it properly. Justin Cider. Oh. We're just going to call him that now. It's too good, I think. There we go. Oh. So we've got to put our points. No, we haven't got to put points. Oh, good. So now we get to pick skills. So we get to put more points into skills that we already control. So controlling lightning is a recommended skill. So we've got 20 points. So I'm going to put most of my points here into module building. Oh, 30 into that, and then 1 into that, and then put my athletics up. I don't think he'd be very smart, so I'd put maybe another 2 on law, because obviously he would have been trained a bit, and definitely a bit more on his combat prowess. So because he's a very savvy bloke, it's just insane. Just got it. I'm going to head off to bed. Good luck and keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Joe, for the support. See you soon, mate. Sweet dreams. I say that to a friend. How is the playthrough of Original Sins going with the good lady of yours? We didn't continue it, I'm afraid. After the first time we did it, we were waiting for a mic and we haven't gone back yet. I would like to get back into doing it, but I want to finish the game we started first, and then also there are other games that we want to play together as well. But I also Insane bought Dark Souls Remastered and Dark Souls 2, so at some point the Rage stream's going to start again, but from the very beginning. So how do you want to continue? Conquest or Quick Start? Select the Conquest option will allow you to play through Kairos' conquest of the tiers, choosing how your character was involved in the invasion. This gives you the most control over the starting state of the game and how other factions will react to you. I think that sounds quite good, so yeah, we're going to do that. And we do plan to do it again, and I also plan to get
all the world has fallen to Kairos, and now the Overlord's eye is on the tiers, our home. The last corner of the world free of Kairos' reign. 2 armies, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, marched south from the Northern Empire, the last realm to fall to Kairos a century prior.
Oh, by the way, Insane, quite a few of my streams so far have been me playing Fallout 4. I'm going to be trying to side with the Brotherhood of Steel in that one, because I feel like my character's more going to stick to like the military aspect of it, whereas my own one, he's siding with the railroad, because my own campaign, he's kind of more like a spec ops guy, so he gets into doing more of the secret agent work sort of thing. But anyway.
In the early days of 428, Kairos' armies arrive at the Gates of Judgment, the mountainous border that we Tiersmen so long believed unassailable. Unable to agree on a unified plan of defense, the various leaders of the Tiers sit and wait for each other to deal with the conquerors, until it's too late.
Yeah, great. So now we get to the side effects. So this is the map, obviously, of the tiers, and basically we get to, because we're doing the conquest part of it. So, you know what? Sorry, I'm going to just read it out. Stop rambling on. During the conquest, you will decide your character's actions during Kairos' invasion of the tiers, shaping the world through which you will adventure over the course of the game. Each choice you make affects your character and how major factions of the tiers respond to you. Your decision matter. Choose wisely. So basically, if I choose stuff in this, it can affect the gameplay and make it either harder, easier, or even more annoying in some ways. No, I haven't, to be honest, Bluejack. Fuck's sake, again. Insane. I am sorry, it's just that I finished work at 11 and I've been there since 3 PM and it was a nightmare today. Literally, last week was worse, but this week, Jesus Christ. Anyway, so let's choose. So, we are taking part in the conquest of the tiers. So, so we've got first city, I'm guessing, so this is a single choice. So, the Bastard City, how lovely, aptly named, stood on the northern border between Kairos' empire and the Tiers. Built upon the natural harbour at the crossroads between realms, the city was a nexus of commerce. To the Tiers, it was a centre of all wealth. To a northerner, it was little more than a backwater trading post. Its symbolic status as a gateway to the continent made it a natural first target in Kairos' military conquest. Circumstances were ideal for you to prove your worth as a soldier in Kairos' armies. Taking the city would send a message to the rest of the tiers. Kairos' will is insurmountable. Oh, I'm a customer service assistant, basically. I work in a supermarket. I'm not going to name it because they could see this and moan at me. But basically, I stand at self-scan most of the time, and it's just hell on earth at this time. So, can't say more than that because I don't want them to see this and then, you know, kind of go, well, we shouldn't be saying this shit down, because they have done that before in the past to people. So, but if you see this, hello. Anyway, oh shit, just kind of threw them out there, didn't it? So we've got two options here. We've got the Gates of Judgment and infiltrate the Tiers. Both armies sent their forces to prepare the way. In the first major engagement of the war, Kairos' armies crossed the mountains and established a foothold. But the reason why it's hectic is due to the lack of staff and just the new scale scans. Jesus Christ, it's like just working with a broken computer. I mean, literally, it's like me getting a old computer from like the 19 when the first computer was ever made, and then putting Windows 10 on it and expecting it to work without me updating any of the software, just leaving the software the way it is. Fucking hell. Anyway, I think Infiltrate the Tiers. Oh no, don't have to pick one. So it just comes up with the information. So Infiltrate the Tiers. History would remember the Gates of Judgment as the first battle of the conquest. The real combat unfolded with advanced units of both armies preparing for the coming war. The Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus each have a plan to infiltrate the capital city. Which army did you join? You lent your skills to the elite Disfavored scouts and captured a border garrison. Graven Ash insisted that an early victory in the offensive would boost the morale of his troops and diminish the haughty overconfidence of the Southerners. Or we could start with the Scarlet Chorus. You joined the Scarlet Chorus as they raided villages and small towns, conscripting every able-bodied man and woman into the army. The voices of Narat emphasized the rewards of conscription and enslavement over wanton bloodshed. Apparently his soldiers needed the reminder, or we could do the Gates of Judgment. So the Gates of Judgment. The armies of Kairos took the battle to the Gates of Judgment, trumpeting the opening call of the conquest of the Tiers. The two armies, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, brought their distinctive sense of order and chaos to the assault. You went to the battle alongside the army whose approach built best suited your strengths. So we could side with the, for God's sake, the disfavoured. Standing shield to shield with Kairos' ironclad elite, you advance on the mercenary army purchased by the nobles of the bastard city. The Legion wanted to send a message to the Tiers that superior breeding and disciplined training would win the day. The Scarlet Chorus, you rushed with the chaotic mass of the Scarlet Chorus flanking the bastard city's army and drove them to flee. Oh, thank you very much, Insane. I'm glad you actually liked them. I haven't actually painted any more of the my Northern Ash Drakes, but I've been painting some of my gobos, or goblins, as you might have seen. Hang on, I'll turn the light on. So see if you can see that. That's one of the goblins I'm working on. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. But anyway, I think we're going to do something stealthy. So I think I don't think my guy's a brutal killer. I think he would side with disfavoured on this one, saying he'd know how to do a good ploy on getting what he wants. So there we go. So the Oathbound Scouts identified the modest border defence and collaborated on an organised attack that would leave the enemy uncoordinated and cut off from aid. You oversaw the preparations and offered your opinions on the strategy. When the clashing of sword and spear fell to silence, followed by the cheering of disfavoured scouts, you were the least surprised. Yeah, I know I need a steady hand. I'm amazed that I can do it when my hands shake a lot, because of anxiety in that. I sometimes shake, so when I'm feeling a bit stressed, they start to shake, even if it's just like something playing in my head. But anyway, enough talk. So those two options are gone now. We started with the disfavoured there. Alright, next option, contain the fire. The bastard city's rightness. Your fiercest opponents in the bastard city were the mages of the school of Wild Wrath, too barbaric to use their power responsibly. The unbridled practitioners needed to be stopped. How did you trick the hot-tempered mages into their own undoing? You lured the hot-headed mages to an ambush where the Legion of Disfavoured waited to spring the trap. The soldiers were hungry for the chance to subdue the arcane branch of the Tiers resistance. You tricked the guild elders into meeting with the voices of Narat, Archon of Secrets. The Archon was notorious for his cruel and mysterious interrogation techniques. The mages were never seen again. Oh dear. Or we could deal with this one, Inside Agent. So, with the border garrison captured by your disfavoured allies, you travelled ahead of Kairos' armies and lurked in the shadows of the bastard city. You decided that converting one of the locals to Kairos' side would help. Oh, for God's sake, those were good to sneeze. Would help bring the city to its knees. After all, corruption started from within. So you enlist a bitter captain of the guard to sell military secrets to the disfavoured, better that Kairos' forces march to their next inevitable victory well informed. You came to an arrangement with a well-known connected smuggler who knew how to sneak agents of the Scarlet Chorus behind the city walls. The Scarlet Chorus was better operatives than soldiers, and this work required a subtle touch. I think dealing with the hot-headed mages might be an idea, so... And I don't really... Oh god, this means... No, you know what? Inside man, we're going to send the Scarlet Chorus in. After accepting his deserved payment, the smuggler uncovered a long-forgotten tunnel that intersected with the sewers of the bastard city. Armed with maps of the subterranean layout, your Scarlet Chorus allies fanned out to occupy various city districts under cover. They spent the ensuing weeks murdering key officials and sabotaging defences wherever possible, weakening the Tiers capital under the very noses of its leaders. And I've gone offline. Internet's probably gone. No, am I still online, Insane? Could you please tell me? Hello? it's still saying I'm live from this. Unless my internet on my iPod's just gone. Because it's just my iPod just said I was offline. Okay, 1 second. Sorry about this again. I really don't know what's going on with my internet lately. It's been playing up left, right and centre. I mean, one of the videos that me and Emma did, I'm having to edit slightly so I can get just 25 minutes added on to the other hour that we did. Because I don't want to obviously put up two separate videos of it. God's sake, this is just getting annoying now, this is. Virgin, if you're watching, please get your finger out your bum and stop being a useless internet connection. Because he's getting very annoying. And quite frankly, we are paying you for it. Well, my dad is paying you for it. And if you're paying for something that you're not getting, why should we be paying for it? And considering the fact that you've lost the whole of UK TV now, Virgin, you might not want to lose more customers, would you? Wouldn't that be a shame? Right. Sorry, just got to check to make sure I can actually see the chat, because I do want to speak to you. Oh, hello, Blue Jacket. So, Blue Jacket, meet Insane Blue Jacket, another follower who's been watching all of my video, watching all of my streams, and has been very supportive. Yeah, I can understand that, Blue Jacket. Right, anyway. So we sent an inside agent. So after accepting his deserved payment, the smuggler uncovered a long-forgotten tunnel that intersects with the sewers of the Bastard City. Armed with maps and the subterranean layout, your Scarlet Chorus allies found out the. So yeah, we already know that. So yeah, and Blue Jacket is from Georgia. Insane. And by the way, can you tell me if it's like lagging at all, my stream, just so I know? Betrayal of the Bastard City. Your tactics infiltration placed you in the Bastard City ahead of the main armies. Your work softened the city defences for the arrival of Kairos' forces, but you wanted a decisive gesture that would give your allies a meaningful advantage. How did you assist in the fall of the Bastard City? Betrayal, so we can side with the disfavoured again. You challenged the command of the Bastard City defences to an honourable fight to the death. The disfavoured wished to spare soldier lives for the battle ahead and civilian lives for occupation. So, or we could do what the disfavoured, the Scarlet Chorus want us to do: start a riot, spread the word of Kairos. You converted the poor and disaffected into a hidden army of the Scarlet Chorus. Once the dust settled, the army wished to bolster their troops with these sleeper cells. Or I can do the will of Kairos, so spread fear through assassination. Keeping to the shadows, you eliminated the leaders of the Bastard City one by one. I think after he would be a bit of an honourable person, so I think he would do the honourable thing, so we can have Warrior's Respite. So once per encounter on self, I can take minus 50% damage and gain plus 15% health for 3 seconds. Stand your ground in the face of defeat. During this time you will regenerate health rapidly, but your damage is significantly reduced. Oh, my damage, oh dear, that's not good. Or we could do this one where we get Searing Palms, we learn some fire magic. Or we could get Concealing in Shadows. So once per encounter I get 100% graze deflection for 12 seconds, but it minuses my accuracy, so creating a cloud of obscuring shadows and dust for a short duration. Enemies that use physical attacks against you have a significantly increased chance to miss. During this time your attacks will also be less effective because obviously we're both blind. I do think he's a scrapper, our guy, so I'm definitely going to go with the dueling of the City Marshal. Loads of battle noises there. The City Marshal was an old but experienced fighter, and his value to the Guard was an accepted truth. After making guarantees for your protection, you met him in the square of the market district and fought in the view of tense onlookers. The battle drew on longer than you thought possible. Good fortune struck when an ornamental chain hanging from the marshal's armour snagged the quillion of his sword, granting you the opportunity to end his life swiftly. Kairos' forces celebrated your return to the camp and the dissolution of enemy morale. All agreed that the bastard city was poised to crumble. That's fine. Thank you very much, Blue Jacket, for just turning up. And it's fine if you want to watch other people stream. I don't mind at all. I just appreciate the fact you popped in. So have a lovely day, Blue Jacket. Right, so we've taken Bastard City. So that's the first part of Conquest done. So now, Bastard City settled into a new state of normalcy, with every tower displaying Kairos' banner. Your name was whispered alongside rumours of a decorated career to come. The armies divided into two fronts and migrated south. Tion sent word that you were to join the next frontier of Kairos' conquest, either as a judge and overseer of the settlement of Lithian's Cross, or as a war advisor with the armies advancing into the realm of Apex. So, Insane, which one should we go through, the Apex or the Crossing? Oh, thank you very much, Insane. That is very heartwarming. I'm nearly near 30 followers now, which is amazing. I never thought I'd get this many, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and it's so heartwarming when people like you and Blue Jacket come in and just make it more enjoyable. I will admit, Blue Jacket constantly tries to distract me when I'm playing Fallout. Every time I'm trying to get that grenade toss, like a grenade toss, or like I'm aiming, I'm constantly seeing him saying random stuff in the chat. But yeah, I don't mind it, I enjoy it, and it's only him trying to have a laugh. Alright, so here we are, there's the crossing. So, Lithian's Crossing. Oh, thank you. I was worried because, I will admit this, I was worried that you weren't coming back because I'd, in my mind, become a bit too professional, like getting the mics, the whole setup, because I knew you liked the whole genuine laid back thing. But I was so worried that I was becoming too professional with it, but I am so glad that that isn't the case. So thank you very much for coming back, and because you are always welcome. Insane, you are an absolute diamond, my friend. Right, anyway, with that emotional bit done, before I start crying, years ago Leviathan the Bold founded a small merchant town at the intersection of ancient old walls. A pact between the settlers and a mercenary company meant that caravans were able to travel without fear of bandits or Bane, and the town thrived in a modest insignificance. I know, that's what Emma kept telling me, and that's what I kept on telling myself, but when you have anxiety, paranoia kind of gets the better of you at times. But I thought that would be the case. But how's work been otherwise anyway, Insane? So, Leviathan's Crossing drew Kairos' attention for iron deposits in the surrounding hills. With the region under Kairos' control, the northern smiths mages could set up workshops to refine ore and arm the disfavoured with the finest weapons in the known world. Oh, so this could be good for the disfavoured. The Archon of Secrets dismantled the mercenary support with a generous bribe, taking a course of crossing in bloodless victory. Tion dispatched you to travel alongside Kairos' forces and bring order to the region. So, they're working together at least, I suppose. So, we get to choose two options, the Cult of Siren, or Siren. The iron must flow, so that's obviously something that's for the disfavoured. Or the Scarlet Chorus, or the Cult of Siren. So, the Cult of Siren. Siren, Archon of Song, used her arcane charm to lure locals into joining Kairos' army. As a patroness of the Scarlet Chorus, her efforts were critical to conscription of new recruits. When an enthralled disfavored soldier joined her cult, his company feared that the Archon was growing out of control and needed to be stopped. Oh, thank you very much, Insane. You are amazing, mate. Right, so we console the disfavored. The disfavored demanded that the Archon Song cease her recruitment practices and that they are allowed to violently subdue her cult of followers. The loss of soldiers was a significant setback to the Scarlet Chorus conscription efforts, so that could piss off the Scarlet Chorus greatly. Or we could solve the Scarlet Chorus. In the Scarlet Chorus tradition, you sent the latest batch of cultists to the front lines of the Apex campaign. Those who survived were welcome to remain in Kairos' military, and their performance would stand as a testimony to the Siren's effectiveness. Yeah, this is a game on Steam. This is Tyranny. I think it was very big, but not as big as Pillars of Eternity. But you could hear it. I did hear of it. Or we could do the Iron Must Flow. Kairos' Smith mages worked day and night to create weapons. No one faulted their dedication, yet production was low. The plans that came to light proved divisive to the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus. Excuse me. On one hand, any additional manpower was needed for fighters, not forges. On the other hand, the celebrated weaponry of Kairos' armies needed to be fiercely guarded. The Scarlet Chorus took refugees from the recent influx and forced them to serve in Kairos' military. You repurposed these individuals to haul wagons of iron for the Smith mages. This proved as an inconvenience to the Scarlet Chorus, who relied on their forces of number to be effective in the field. You conscripted help from the local tribe of Beastmen. Their strength would more than offset their disobedience. The disfavored protested that savages have access to the secrets of iron, but their voices were few compared to the support of the Scarlet Chorus. So what should we do? Deal with the Siren cult of Siren, or do the Iron Must Flow? I think get the Iron Must... it sounds really interesting, the cult of Siren, and I will admit I do want to side with the Scarlet Chorus on either of them, because I don't want to side too much with one, because this favoured want to just because one of their brothers just joined is going to brutally kill them all and then punish the Archon. No, Archon's a bloody powerful being, so you can piss off disfavored. So we'll start with the Scarlet Chorus. The Scarlet Chorus agreed to transfer Siren's latest recruits to the front lines of the Apex campaign. Your resolution fit their traditional model of conscription, so they considered it a fair alternative. In the weeks to come, more of them returned to active duty than even Siren herself expected, likely owing to their obsessive devotion to the Archon and their enchanting music. Fair enough. So, two more options. We can now do a red anvil. One of Kairos' Smith mages swore allegiance to the Scarlet Chorus, jealously hoarding the secret of iron forging. The disfavored demanded the Smith's immediate return. The Scarlet Chorus insisted that they were within their rights to take allegiance from any source. Tempers flared and the forgers cooled as arguments stalled productivity. So we can start with the disfavored. Since the Smith mage would not willingly return to work, you enlisted the disfavored to return him there in chains. Since Kairos' laws dictated that secrets of iron be granted only to the Smith mages, you ruled that the new recruit's mind be erased of all memories, so he won't remember it. But he's probably already told the blooming voices of Narat. Or we could do ancient oh shit, that looks like a Balrog. Oh god. Run, you fool! Fly, you fools! Is Gandalf here? Shit, we're dead. Right, drawn to the arcane energy around the forge's mystical predators from the nearby old walls began to raid Leviathan's crossing. At all hours, both of Kairos' armies reserved their strength for the front lines of the war, and yet the city required protection. You had to delegate the responsibility somewhere. So the disfavored, as the largest army, you tasked the Scarlet Chorus with the burden of security. The disfavored took the opportunity to gather their strength. Since the disfavored used most of the iron that came out of Leviathan's crossing, it fell to them to stand as the city's vigilant protectors. The Scarlet Chorus enjoyed a necessary reprieve. I think it's going to be... I think these Scarlet Chorus are gonna be better at handling beasts because they're wily and all that. So we're gonna do that. At your command, the Scarlet Chorus flooded the streets of Leviathan's Crossing, infighting and competition among the unruly gangs made for disorganized patrols and distracted lookouts. However, when an ominous tide of old wolf predators assaulted the city in previously unseen numbers, it took a full force of the Scarlet Chorus to repel the attack. Oh dear. Hopefully that wasn't a bad idea. Who controlled the crossing? Tragedy struck when a mercenary hired by the Voices of Narat injured a forge-bound artisan, leaving him unable to practice his craft. Tion ordered the mercenaries to leave the city in the hands of Kairos' more responsible servants. Only a token garrison could be left behind while the armies returned to the front. As Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus showed increasing tension and hostility towards each other, Tion decreed it best that only one force control the crossing. So, Disfavored, you grant control of Leviathan's Crossing to Disfavored or the Scarlet Chorus. Who do you think should control the Leviathan's Crossing, Insane? The Scarlet Chorus? You can just say Scarlet if you like, or the Disfavored. Camera. No, I won't be angry with you, mate. I don't really care. Because this is the thing, this is what I love about this game. It can change no matter what, and I've never really created a character like this that's why I like doing this sort of thing on streams, because you can just go with it, and if it fucks up, well, there you go. It's not a great tragedy because I've not put like, oh, I really like his hair like that. I've not put hours of work into the character. So this is our character. This is the character for the stream. This is all of your characters. You help me decide what his fate is going to be. If he dies, we decided a wrong fate. So go ahead and pick Disfavored or Scarlet. I'm just going to quickly go to Lou. I'll be back in just a second. So, and I'll see you in a second. And I'm back. That was a quick little tinkle. There we go. So you want me to go with the Disfavored, do you, Insane? So I'll go Disfavored then. Oh, it's their iron, isn't it? Sound like a monkey then. Right, the Disfavored placed a modest garrison in the settlement of Leviathan's Crossing. Though the force was larger than might be needed to police the small settlement, protecting the forge-bound in ironsmiths became a true agenda of the defence force, as these magical craftsmen kept the Disfavored invasion force suited in iron. Relieved at the departure of the Scarlet Chorus, the citizens of Leviathan's Crossing felt they got the least of the two burdens. You received word from Graven Ash thanking you for your decision. The Forgebound and their weaponry could not be trusted to the voices of Narat. And my iPod has done it again, hasn't it? Okay. For God's sake, this is getting ridiculous. Right. Okay. Uno momento, everyone. I'm just going to have to check something. There we go, got that sorted. So, as Emma instructed, I got a laptop out. So, her laptop is right next to me, so if it takes me a bit longer to answer you Insane or anyone in the chat, that's the reason why. But, thank you very much. Let's get to it. So we've left the disfavoured at Leviathan's Crossing. Oh look, little disfavoured symbol there, how cute. Right, so with the merchants expelled and Leviathan's Crossing under new leadership, Kairos' forces congratulated themselves on bringing order to the settlement and guaranteeing a productive flow of resources. Over the course of their disversion, The army front advanced further into the tiers. Their skills were needed in the realm of Azura, Stalwart, or the Valium Citadel. So, where should I go, Insane, if you're still there? Should I go to the Valium Citadel, the Stalwart, or the Valley of Azura, the realm of Azura? So Azura is here, there's the Valium Citadel, and there is Stalwart. Ah, that's why. Fuck's sake, I've been talking and you haven't seen it because I didn't switch back. I am still not awake. Fuck's sake. So you're still there, Insane? If you are, please let me know. You are still sure you'll be back soon, bro? Oh my god. Oh. Work really took it out of me tonight. Then again, this is kind of me. I kind of have done this fuck up before. There's a part, if you watch one of my videos for first impressions, which is a little channel little playlist I'm doing of like first time playing games, is a bit where I'm telling Emma to pull down her skirt because I thought it was a bit short on the camera because we were doing a stream together, and then realised I'd forgotten to turn the mic off. There's a delay on your stream, so I couldn't get the message to fast enough. Lol. Fair enough. So anyway, where do you want me to go, Insane? Do you want us to go to the Valium Citadel, or Stalwart, or the realm of Azura? I'm sorry for anyone unusually watching this going literally, get into the game, god damn it. This is a live stream, deal with it. Oh. Azura. It sounds more intriguing. Fair enough. Off to Azura we go. Not far from where we last were. So this is year 3 of the Kairos campaign. If we look at this is going to be the final year after this. So, the realm of Azura. The nation of Azura, once the richest settlement of the tiers, sat on a verdant, fertile plain. As the disfavored clashed with Azura's defenders, the Scarlet Cross contended against the region's tribal beastmen, who protected their ancestral lands with incredible fury. Kairos dispatched the Archon Karen to break the stalemate and force Azura into submission. The colossal man of stone and flesh arrived as instructed, but earning his cooperation was a tall order, even for you. So, the destruction of Azura, or stalked by shadows. Bros, especially when tired, we get through it together, bro. Yeah, thank you very much, Insane. You are a true fellow howler, and you are a true member of the pack. You are now a fellow wolf, sir, like anyone who's followed me. So we can do Stalking Shadows or Destruction of Azura, so let's have a look at both. So Karen, the Archon of Stone, carved a deadly path through Azura using his powers to blight the land. The Scarlet Cross complained that his tactics left no farmland to feed the growing army. Since Karen marched with the disfavored, the Scarlet Cross held the Legion responsible for the destruction and lost harvests. He ruled that the Archon of Stone may do as he wishes with the soil, being its natural master. And instructed the Scarlet Cross to better control their numbers and plan better for the lean seasons. Or you order Karen's disciples, the disfavored Earthshakers, to use their magic to repair the arable land destroyed by the Archon of Stone, or stalked by shadows. After a rumoured pack of beastmen slaughtered the disfavored patrol, the Scarlet Cross responded by laying claim to the beasts for their army, while the disfavored readied the company to enact vengeance. The disfavored legion considered the beasts beyond taming, and the butchers of their northern brethren. needed to be brought to justice. Right. I don't really want to destroy the city, so let's see what we can do with this. You deny the Scarlet Chorus Sparus claim and authorise the disfavoured to enact their proper vengeance for their fallen. You deny the disfavoured their vengeance and join the chorus in capturing the beasts. I can kind of see my guide doing that, because even though he's fallen in line with the order of Tion and all that, being like a fate binder, he's still that same wily guy who just wants to look for fun in life. An adventure of sort. So the disfavoured needed to temper their rage and consider the wider concerns. Kairos' forces were far from home and needed all the help they could get. You joined the chorus in rounding up the beasts, and though the pack's leader escaped, the rest were quickly subdued thanks to your aid. The voices of Narat mocked the disfavoured's displeasure from afar, suggesting that any of them were free to join his army if they felt they lacked training. You can literally sense the tension here. Right, so Charon's tribe or taming the beasts. So let's have a look at this one. A wounded Scarlet Chorus soldier claimed her gang was mauled by beastmen loyal to the Archon of Stone, but Charon could not be found. The Scarlet Chorus sought to capture the tribe. The disfavoured insisted the account was slander. The Archon was loyal to Kairos and would never lend his strength to savages. You allowed the disfavoured to deal with their own. The beastmen were destroyed and the search for Charon redoubled. You allowed the Scarlet Chorus to attempt to capture and interrogate the beasts from the tribe. Their intelligence could prove critical to the search for Charon. Or taming the beasts. Disfavoured scouts reported sightings of beastmen packs using arcane spells after their mages captured and dissected a few beasts for study. The aghast Scarlet Chorus demanded that all live beasts be sent to them for conscription. They accused Charon of introducing the beasts to magic, and the disfavoured of complacency as they obscured this treasonous crime. Now this is the thing. The Scarlet Chorus are known to basically be sneaky little bastards about this shit. But right, I think we're going to side with disfavoured on taming the beasts. You allow the disfavoured to continue their experiments, rational that being outside their reach, the savages must learn spellcasting from a source other than Charon. I think, yeah, we'll go with that. The bloody work continued day and night, but the disfavoured were intent on uncovering the source of the beastman's power. Mages gleaned much from the process, though any conclusions about Charon's treachery were inconclusive. The Scarlet Chorus listened to the agonised howling of the beasts and sharpened their rusty blades, thinking only of their army's dwindling numbers and how long they would stomach the tyrant suffered at the hands of the disfavoured. The Edict of Stone. The Archon of Stone has brazen declarations that Kairos has no claim to rule the Tiers. Soon after word arrived that Kairos would dispatch a rebellious minion with an edict. You were known to the wild beast tribes that had flocked to Charon, and it was decided that a familiar face should serve them their punishment. Tion selected you for the honour and proclaimed Kairos' Edict of Stone, a magical spell with the power to destroy the Archon. Just so you know, the Overlord or Kairos, basically, if he gives you an edict, you read the spell, they have very terrible consequences. So let me read on. As he sensed his approaching doom, Charon began assaulting on the Plain Gates, the largest human settlement of the area. It fell to you to send Kairos' forces into a suicide mission to halt Charon's destruction, while you completed the proclamation of the edict. So we can send this fate, the Scarlet Chorus. Knowing there was little chance of survival, you ordered the disfavoured to march against Archon of Stone as he neared the city of Plainsgate. You hoped that the elite of Kairos' army would delay Charon long enough for you to read the Overlord's edict. Hang on. That's the favoursome. This is Scarlet Chorus. Believing that there was a slight chance that their superior numbers would hold off the Archon of Stone, you sent the Scarlet Chorus to delay Charon's march on the Plainsgate. You hoped you would have enough time to read Kairos' edict before Charon reached the city. You believed that the only chance of slowing Charon's assault was to commit at the full force of Kairos' army against him. It was a desperate gamble. If you were wrong, there would be no one left alive to warn the other Archons of your failure. Still, you ordered both Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus forces to march against the Archon of Stone while you read the Overlord's edict. Nope, I'm gonna let the Disfavored do this. It was their fuck up. They need to deal with it. They are really immersive, I do agree on that. The Disfavored approached the battle with hard hearts and grim expressions, pondering the futility of their goal. They fought and died defending Plainsgate, which, in spite of their efforts, suffered extensive damage. Charon dismantled their phalanx like a row of toy soldiers as you read the final word of Kairos' destructive spell. A chasm opened under the battlefield, swallowing the Disfavored and redrawing the portions of the once verdant landscape. When the earth heaved open to take Charon, the Archon allowed it with a serene acceptance. So, by not letting him destroy it, we ended up destroying the land anyway. The Edict of Stone. With the lands blighted and unrecognisable, the realm of Azura was left utterly ruined by the events of the war. In times to come, the Tears would call their blasted region the Stone Sea, for the treacherous rock formations and persistent quakes became the defining features of this once verdant land. The Scarlet Chorus established a sprawling camp in the shattered rocky terrain and quickly absorbed those displaced by the upheaval of the land. These hapless refugees were put to work as slaves and soldiers, and the Chorus slowly built themselves a makeshift fortress in the blighted, quake-ridden realm. Your tour of duty in the broken land of Azura was complete. You didn't have long to rest before Tion called you into his service once more. So that went well, but now both my armies have the same thing. So this is where we can, if we want to change our choices. But I think we're going to keep with what we've done. I played Hand of Fate 1, and one of the events that happened was I was stuck in an area where, in an arena with like 100 of lizard men, and the game lagged so much. I still managed to do it because only the game lagged so much. But I've never been able to complete Hands of Fate. I haven't got Hands of Fate 2 yet. I would like to, and that might be something I do for a late night stream because it's something easy and simple.
The year is 431, and Kairos' invasion has shattered all major opposition in the tiers. The Younger Realms, the Bastard Tier, the Free Cities. All who defied Kairos lay broken by battle, or bowed in surrender. The two armies of the Overlord, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, now control our lands.
Yes, they do.
But our will is not yet extinguished.
Ah, shit.
Not entirely.
God damn it.
In the Valley of Vendrian's Well, those of us unwilling to bow to Kairos have banded together in defiance.
You pricks.
Violating an oath of surrender from 2 years prior, we have staged a bloody uprising, murdering the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus garrison in a midnight assault.
You sons of bitches.
With their main forces spread across the tiers, the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus redeploy to Vendrian's Well to crush the resistance. But months pass with no definitive battle. As disagreement and discord paralyze the Archons, we bide our time and wait for our message of insurrection to spread across the tiers.
Your message of insurrection is not going to spread anywhere. Just your blood. All over
The Overlord is not amused. And Kairos has one message for the Archons. Crush the Oathbreakers or die.
Yep.
Kairos backs this threat with an edict.
Oh shit.
A magical commandment that can slay all in the valley should the order be ignored.
Oh crap.
The honor of proclaiming this edict fell to you.
Oh shit.
Sent across the mountains to Vendrian's Well,
And the thing is,
you
I'm
carry the
is
Overlord's
in the
edict to read before the Archons.
Camera. Stop mucking about. There we go.
As you finally make your way through the winding mountain passes into the valley, the ground trembles, and Kairos' magic seals the way behind you.
Oh great.
You are trapped in Vendrian's Well, with Kairos' armies and the Oathbreakers. The only way to survive is to fulfill the terms of the Overlord's edict.
Kill the
In
rebels.
any way that you can.
Kill the rebels. Rebel scum! Oh wow, look at that. I love that. Blood coming out. That's lovely. Vapor, they're just inside, I presume. We've been expecting you. So, welcome to Tartarus. So, if this is your first visit to the world of tyranny, watch for these windows to help you become more familiar with the game. You can disable tutorial messages at any time from the game options. Okay, that's cool. So, I think, there we go, speak to her. Kairos, the Overlord, be praised. When I heard the avalanche, I feared the valley was sealed with you on the other side. This favoured warrior claps her gauntlet to her breast, the traditional salute of her legion. So the conversation involves you, another character, and sometimes additional parties like bystanders or companions who may interject. The choices you make change how the story develops, and you build a reputation for your character over the time. People in the world will learn of your reputations, good and bad, and respond accordingly. So there's certain requirements for me to say certain things. Okay, that's cool. Right, the commander wouldn't say why the governor of Leviathan's Crossing would be coming. So, because we're the governor of Leviathan's Crossing. We're the governor. Shit, they put us in charge. So that means bollocks, we're all gonna die. I imagine you're here to knock some sense into the voices of Narut. She catches herself, clearing her throat with a smile. I mean, man, fucking hell, I saw something moving off to my right then. Fucking hell. I mean, mediate with the Archons so that we might agree on a plan to wipe out these Oathbreakers. You gain favour with the disfavoured. But on a personal note, it is good to see another Harbinger. By Kairos' will, most of our old invasion force still lives, but most of us have been scattered across the tiers, reassigned as needs change. I miss those days when there was so much battle ahead of us, so much glory still to be won. But I know the Archons are expecting you. Delamete wax nostalgically about the old days, glares slightly. I'm in a hurry to deliver a message to the Archons. I come bearing an edict of Kairos. Our soldiers will complete their task or die. Law, can you hear that hum in the air, that glow around the rocks? The avalanches, Kairos' magic. The Overlord has sealed the valley. I think we'd be a bit curt with this because we want to get on with it. When obviously I don't think our guy would be very keen on having like a nuclear bomb in his pocket, being the edict. Well, you've travelled a long way. I won't keep you any further. I'm sure the Archons will want to hear from you at. Her voice falls silent, her attention snapping eastward with alarm. Did you hear that? More runners. Third time this week. The Oathbreakers keep trying to send messengers through the mountains to gather help from the outside valley. She points over to the collapsing path by which you arrived, but they're a bit too late for that now. Come, let's show these Oathbreakers a good fight. Now we get to learn how to fight in this game. Oh shit, very like Greek style.
Right.
Right, so how does... Right. Oh, right, so... Tyranny uses a pausable real-time combat system because you will often manage more than one character at a time. It's a good idea to pause the game, issue orders, and reuse real-time, assume real-time. Okay, so like any other game I've played, like Pillars of Eternity and such. Right. So come on. So I'm attacking this brick. Right. So can I use? Yes, I can. Shocking. I'm gonna use my shotgun stick on you, bitch! Did that do anything? Did that do anything? Oh shit, why am I swinging over there? I'm swinging nowhere near him. Right, thrust. Oh shit.
On it.
Nothing bad. Come on, kill him, Daniel. That's one down. Let's check the war resolve. I'm gonna just take that all off you. So we've got whetstone. It's all clicky click, this is. The avalanche is blocked. Think you could fit through? Right, I'll try. Look that fit. So movable with athletics, pressure weight directly into your palm. Oh yes. You bitch. Brute strength will also work. Yeah, hear it. Pause. So we've got enemies to deal with now. Why is your voice gradually getting higher? You sat on something. No, it's just me with Blue Jacket. My voice does go up an octave every so often when I'm trying to focus. Right. Good that I healed. Now, how do I switch weapons? Magic stick. I don't know about that magic stick. Right. And pause. Fuck you.
I got it.
Ooh, nice. That.
On it.
There we go. Let's get in there. Help out the soldier.
Right.
Thrust. I thrusted into her. That was a bit.
Will do.
Right, come on. Did I call you a Blue Jacket? Sorry, inside. I am very. Right, come on.
I got it.
Thrust into him, god damn it. Yes, come on. Hang on, this way. You. There we go. So you're injured. Ooh. Nice. Stone shield. Don't bother with me. Go down to the past. Trust us. The soldier clenches his guts and winces. You can see a hint of entrails between his fingers. You're wounded and it's not trivial. He laughs through clenched teeth. This but a scratch. I've seen twice as worse. 10 times over. He doubles over in pain, gagging and shivering. If you'll let me help. Keep holding your guts. Yeah, I think my guy again would be Kurt. He releases wounds to flash you a painful salute. Shit. Hail Kairos. So loyal, damn. Even pain does not stop loyalty. Hang on, have I got time pass? No. Just confusing the shit out of me. What's this? Spell creation. I don't want to know about that yet. I'll look at that later. Breaking death.
Try and catch me, worm.
A young Scarlet Fury weaves around the Vidarian guard, attackers avoiding their weapons. With fluid grace, she nods to acknowledge you. The breathless enemy soldier passes a glance to a countryman. This one's crazy. Too much lead in her water. We should cut our losses and turn back.
Ha! Fatebinder. You're here at last. Here to join me in putting these cowards out of their misery.
She nods to the armed soldiers. Save some for me. For the realm of Apex, charge! The Vidarian guard level their weapons in advance. Right,
Trouble is afoot.
Oh, wow. We've got both of me and her now. Okay, that's right. Let's select me first. So I'm going to start attacking. Oh, hang on. Blessed Stone. So just an adversary to become coordinate reverse to knock your target prone, then follow up with a strong bleeding attack. No, I'm going to go with double blows there. And you, what can you do? So skill. That sounds lovely. And burning iron. Let's do that. So you burning iron that person. And once again, I'm going to tell you to skewer that person, and I'm going to now thrust into this person.
You got it.
Panic about being alone. Oh, yes. That was near beautiful, that was. I'm now going to use my shocking magic on you. And you are going to now focus your attention on this woman. There we go. I'm not doing too bad on killing this, am I? I'll just focus down and there we go. Like this. Right.
I can tell you didn't spend the conquest in a diplomat's tent.
Alright, hang on. I will turn down the game volume then because I can do that. So there we go. Hopefully that's alright there. My mic is literally on the fullest I can get it. So hopefully that's alright. The fighter surveys the fresh corpse and nods with satisfaction.
I'm Verse, by the way. But there are more important things to take care of than introductions. Those Vendrian guard we killed didn't come alone.
She gestures to the skirmish unfolding in the pass below, shaking her head. I'm ready if you are. Not so fast. First explain what you're doing here. Why the Vendrian guard attacking? You fight like a storm. What's your role in the army? You dismiss soldier if I need you. No.
A Scarlet Fury, one of the elite killers of our ignoble gang. You'll see more than a few of us around camp, but don't let that fool you. We're a rare breed.
Fair enough.
Most of the soldiers in the Scarlet Chorus are little more than farmers and children armed with rusted forks. Makes them easier to control.
Fair enough.
The voices of Narat called his best fighters to this siege. There must be something important about Vendrian's well, though don't ask me what.
Insurrection.
The Archon isn't in
That's
the
what's
habit of
important.
spilling secrets.
To quash, I mean.
Eager. I like that. Before we go, you might search among the remains of our fallen comrades. Wherever they're bound, I doubt they'll miss their boots, much less any rings or any useful iron they might be clutching.
Fair enough. You should honor you for not pillaging. I see your point.
No
Nice
reason to
practice.
pity the fallen. Before
there's some
long, we
loyalty
might
there,
wish
huh?
we'd joined them here. But at least we'll enjoy heavy pockets and warm toes. For the voices of Narat!
Right, I'm just going to also go into the audio of this and turn that down to 80 and that down to 85. So hopefully that will help. Right, so let's loot the dead. So, ooh, a Scarlet Fury helmet and a few other nice little knickknacks. Where's my equipment? Nope, that's not my equipment. There we go. So I've got on a really nice helmet, but hey, where's my loot? God damn it! Where's the stuff I just picked up? God damn it! Where is it? I'm not allowed to look. That's not fair. Is it better now, by the way, Insane? Can you hear me? Oh shit. Eyes forward, no looking back. The Verdarian guard warrior rules with his phalanx held high. His words largely lost over the din of combat. Stand aside, or your funeral will be over the side of the bluff. Seeing you squarely in his path, the soldier points his weapon your way. I applaud your bravery, but I implore you to end this foolishness and lay down your arms. Not a chance. If I surrender, I'm as good as dead. At least we can drag some of Kairos' chosen along our short journey to the void. As he signals his men charge, the sound of chanting rise from the south, drawing his attention. Scarlet Chorus reinforcements. Hurry! Oh, so got some help from the Scarlet Chorus here. Mocking blaze. Run down the Oathbreakers. Let none escape. From the red mob of reinforcements from the south, a blood chanter emerges at the head of the rabble, the ornamental crest of his staff pulsing with crimson tones. I have played the Dragon Age games, Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2 and then Dragon Age Inquisition, and all of them I really enjoyed. I really do enjoy the BioWare series. I think it's BioWare that's made it anyway. Signing sigils of magic and wordless moving her mouth, the blood chanter scribes a series of spells in the air. A red glow surrounds the Vendrian Guard warriors as the chanter's magic worms its way into their minds, blinding them with rage. Hold position, all of you. You there, keep to the path. The warrior gestures along the canyon trail, but his soldiers turn their attention to the Scarlet Chorus roaring challenges. No, don't engage them. We need to run. His orders falling on deaf ears. The warriors reluctantly ready their weapons. And quick pause there. Yes, I know. Shut up. Shut up. Right, you go there. Me will deal with him. And the first thing I'm going to do is do a double blows on him.
Can't do that.
Right. So get thrust in. Fire into him, please. Yes. Damn it, didn't burn. Pause. Me and Verse are going to try and perform this together. And ooh, shit, that works. Damn. Oh shit, who's this? Oh, it's a disfavored. Crescent Runner. Come quick, we have a situation on the cliffside. They have the commander. Oh, so the commander of this force or their commander. Right, anything I can loot from here? Oh, there's some loot over there. I'm going to go take that. I'll shut up and let you play. It's alright, I don't mind. I just like the fact that the chat's actually enabled it. Because now people don't come onto watch my YouTube channel and go, he's just crazy, he's just talking to himself. Hang on, that's where it's all gone. Right, so is it better than what I'm currently? It's better deflection and better actually. So wow, now that's a helmet. Potion of protection, yes please. Water. Ooh. That doesn't have enough. And then we've got some less healing potions. There we go, gonna equip them to me, because I am the beautiful one in this group. So I've kind of favoured the Scarlet Chorus with my helmet style at the moment, but you never know, that might change. Anything else? No. Oh, hang on, there's a barrel over here. Right, there we go. Don't know what that was, but sod it. Ooh, another dead person for me to loot. And there's someone hiding over there. Some Vidarian Guard Greaves and an agent. You there, why are you hiding? What are you doing? You'll draw attention to me. Bloody coward. Right, so this is where the situation. Oh shit. He's got the commander of the flippin' disfavored there, and that's not good. Palux Tyra, stow your weapons, or we find out how long a man screams before he hitting the ravine down below. Cornered between a precarious drop and a band of angry soldiers, the Oathbreaker warrior holds a disfavored officer at knife point. Skewer him. Worry Drastus. Oh, Drastus, so this is their commander. Skewer him. Worry not for me. Graven Ash will protect. The disfavored officer winces, blood seeping from the seams of his braces and cuirass. Oh dear, this is not good. You heard the man, Mocking Blade. So this is Mocking Blade talking. He plainly invited you to use that little blade of yours. What are you waiting for? Permission from your pimp? Oh. This blade, with a jerk of the knife, he slices off a clump of Drastus' matted hair. If you are so eager, see your ally dead, just step closer. Release, so we can either say to him, release the prisoner and you might know the inside of a cell, or we can use our athletics, lower your weapon, then charge forward and wrest a knife from him. I think we're going to do that, because I think my guy would be, one, overconfident enough to do it, and two, adept enough at doing it. You gain favour with the Scarlet Chorus, you gain favour with the Disfavoured. You gained 73 Afflicted skill points. The Oathbreaker cracks a wide smile as you lower your weapon. That's right. Now the rest of you drop those weapons. With his attention on the others, you dash forward. He reaches out with his dagger to slay Drastus, but your hand is already on his wrist. With a wrenching twist, you mangle his hand, dropping the knife harmlessly to the ground. The disfavored soul warriors rush forward from either side of you. Tyro barely manages a strained gasp before being hacked and impaled upon their swords and spears. Dear Lord. That could have gone worse. Kairos be praised, that Oathbreaker fought with the rage of Charon himself. Drastus slides a terrible, trembling hand along the cut on his neck. Thank you, Fatebinder. I thought today was my last. From the look of it, guess they thought if they swarmed the pass, maybe one might make it out. We found a few scraps of parchment on the bodies. Drastus holds out a handful of crumpled parchment for your inspection. A student of letters such as yourself should be able to make sense of this. I have no time for this. I should be on my way to see the Archons. All that training in Graven Ash doesn't teach you to read. Ooh, you gained wrath with Disfavoured. Disfavoured stares at you unamused. Oh, well, no offence. That's kind of it. So examine the parchment, repeating the same messages in different written scripts. The parchment explained that Vidarian guards desired to overthrow Kairos' Archons and rout their armies from the tiers. The pages aren't addressed with any specific reader, but rather openly invites all who remain loyal to the younger realms to gather at Vidarian's well. Recruitment material. You were trying to bring more traitors to the fight. They were trying to bring useless scorn and nothing more. Well, from the look of it, we kept them slipping out of the valley. Whatever they hoped to accomplish, I think their plan died here. The Archons are expecting you. When you're ready, leave by the gate to the southeast and follow the trails down slope for a few hours. You'll see campfires leagues away. Can't miss it. Thank you very much. While we're here, though, I'm going to loot a bit. Hopefully I haven't earned too much disfavour with the disfavour. So he had a Honoured Guard Bronze Phalanx. Right, let's take all that and have a little look at our equipment. So he had a Bronze Phalanx. Is that a two-hand weapon? Because I don't really like having a hammer. So it is a two-handed weapon. Damn. Where does it say it though? That's the thing. 2 hands. Right at the top there, Danny. You fucking idiot. Jesus Christ. Right. Let's compare the two before I start putting random bits of armor on. So quality common doesn't do as much deflection, but recovery is the same. No, my Fatebinder armor is better. And what's this? Oh, Skycap. Cool. Bit of herbalism. Ooh, little hand symbol there. What can I do something there? Climb the rope. Yep, I've got enough athletics, so why not use it?
Found something.
Ooh, hang on. That's purple, so that must be good. Ooh, potion of visibility. That'll be helpful, won't it? I'll climb that down. I'm assuming if we didn't have the athletic skill, we wouldn't be able to do any of that. Right. Come on. Oi. Oi. There's. Come on. Oh, so they're arguing already. I mean, the fight's only just flipping ended, for Christ's sake. The Archon demands all prisoners be given a chance to serve the chorus. Oh, so these lying horseborn had their chance long ago. I say kill him. Well, no offence. I say I agree there because the prisoner says his name is Tarkus Demos. Drastus lets out a long sigh, tapping his gauntleted finger to his temple. Then I don't think this is a complicated matter. He dies. His family's been a driving force in the Vidarian Guard. Killing him would demoralise whatever's left of their Tarkus clan. All must be given a chance to find absolution in the service of the Scarlet Chorus. The mage points a finger at the disfavoured officer. And you know full well this has always been our way. He has a chance to be a slave or a soldier. Only then do we feed him to the pigs. We let you take prisoners, but you can't control them. You send these conscripts out on patrols and they never return, defecting all over again. I can't let this nonsense strategy continue. Well, I insist this Oathbreaker be taken to the voices of Narat, leaving us at an impasse. Fortunately, we have a Fatebinder here to settle the matter for us. The Chandra turns to you, an expectant smile creeping across her face. So, what say you? What should become of the prisoner? No offence, execute him. He's broken his oath once, he's going to break it again. You gain wrath with the Scarlet Cross, but favour with the disfavoured. The Tearsmen can't be trusted. Rakes, thieves and whores, nothing more. We were far too merciful the first time. Thrastus nods to a nearby warrior. Have this one tied up. He and his friends can watch each other rot in the sun. I won't keep you here any longer, Fatebinder. I know you have important business on the valley. Thrastus salutes you, his iron gauntlet rapping against his breastplate. For the glory of Kairos. Right. Let's get moving. Come on, Verse. I'm assuming we go out this way. Yeah, there we go. Hey, Verse. Don't go ahead of me. There we go, little world map symbol, and there we go. Wow, I do like the sort of simplistic drawings of this game. It's quite cool. Anyway, the Disfavored Camp. This will take 2 hours and 45 minutes to complete your journey from the Edgering Ruins to the Disfavored Camp. Except, as long as it doesn't actually. When I first ever saw that, I thought it actually meant it would take 2 hours, so I'd have to sit here for doing nothing for 2 hours. I'm so glad that isn't the case. A quick drink before I carry on. Oh. Okay, what's going on over here with the Disfavored? Take what you can carry, but leave the cart, otherwise we seize and at you and your... This is robbery! Crescent Runner. Hail, Fatebinder. The Disfavored Scout nods as you approach. Camp's on up ahead. Don't mind us, just clearing out the rabble. I still don't understand what I've done to offend. I respect that these are now disfavored lands, and I'm happy to give the Legion a proper toll, but she's going on about trading rights. What nonsense is that? I am not allowed to trade one thing for another. I'm not like I'm selling weapons to angry peasants or anything of the sort. You're in disfavored land. These warriors have every right to kill you. You should be more thankful they're even listening to you speak. The overall regulates all trade. If you lack proper permits, your goods are forfeit. This is none of my concern. I don't think we would shirk our duty as being a Fatebinder. We've kind of been forced into it, and we kind of, I think, grown accustomed to it. So, a trade permit? Well, how was I mean, to whom would I speak for such a thing? Not us, and not our problem. Maybe march your butt to the bastard city and plead your case before Tion, but we'll lighten your burden and relieve you of your wares first. That should make the long trek a bit more bearable. Anything to be argued before Tion may be argued before me. You had best start making a very strong argument as to why I should help you. Definitely, I think you'd look into a way how this could benefit him. You lost favour with the disfavoured. What's there to discuss? We should kill this mongrel. And the warrior pauses, placing her hand in front of her mouth. If the Fatebinder wishes to weigh on the matter, courtesy demands we listen. The soldier clears her throat, looking at you expectantly. This is a disfavoured matter, but I know the agents of the court do so love to throw their judgments around. Well, you could rob me now and have my supplies today. The merchant grabs a flask from his cart. Or you can leave me alive and have fermented honey all year long. I even know a few family recipes for painkillers and healing draughts. Certainly any army will need those. He uncorks a small ceramic vial, and the aroma of cloves and lignon assaults your nose. There are essential goods in the war effort. We should leave the supplier intact, or we can go with my thing of Lawbreaker. You have a lot of perishable goods, but no haul and crew. You're just a battlefield looter. So, I noticed that he's just looting. Subterfuge lie. Curious, I was just hearing about a supply caravan of reagents going missing. Lore, what a coincidence. Your family recipe for wound paste smells just like the Scarlet Fury's own concoction. Where do you steal this? Oh, right, Lawbreaker, I'm going with that one. I don't, the merchant tenses up, his face flushing red. I don't know what you're getting at. Pick him up by the collar. How stupid do you think I am? To the disfavour. I think this Tearsman needs a little roughing up. You are right. Kill this liar and share the proceeds with the Legion. I think Argyle would be pretty pissed at this guy thinking we're stupid. Slow down. I'll tell you everything. Just don't hurt me. I found most of everything out in the forest of the valley. I'll keep my head low when I heard sounds of combat. Then I'd take a look and grab whatever that wasn't claimed by the first victors. So then you stole from the disfavoured dead. How else did you get your hands on that iron? The scout points to the merchant's cart. You would come here and sell us our own armaments. If anything has an owner, I will return it, but the iron would have turned to rust if left in the mud on the battlefield. The disfavoured are few in number. Is that not right? You need a man like me to gather up supplies that would otherwise go to waste. You may trade your wares freely, but lie again and I will kill you. No, I don't think I'm going to let him trade after that. The disfavoured will tolerate your presence, but you will pay them handsomely for such charity. Leave this card and give as a gift for Graven Ash, then leave and never come back. You stole from the Archons and then wish to sell back. Your life ends here. I think that one. We will. The disfavoured soldier clears her throat with a cough before repeating herself in a more upbeat manner. We will. It sickens me to make exceptions for this vulture, but if you'll supply the disfavoured without profit, perhaps the indiscretion for the best is not like our larders are overflowing. A work slave to scourge for provisions would be an asset. Thank you for interceding on my behalf. I know my life will now depend on showing the disfavoured due gratitude for suffering my presence. If I must grovel a bit to earn my daily grain, so be it. That's right, bitch. You do what you're told. Right, let us... Oh, hang on. Oh, slow down a moment. I know we're both eager to watch the Archons bicker over tactics like a pair of magpies, but I need to ask you something first. I don't have time for this. What's that? The voice of Narat. I think you'd get along with her, so you'd be wanting to listen to her more. The voice of Narat told me that you've come to as a mediator. Considering the source, well, I can't help but feel I'm only hearing half the story, so let's have it out. What's so special about you? I'm here to deliver an edict. It's kind of no risk subterfuge. Did the voice of Narat ask you to spy on me?
You learn something every day.
Ooh, loyalty, gain loyalty reverse, and gain a bit of at a loss for words, verse regard you with momentary unease. Well, are you even surprised? He's the Archon of Secrets. Knowing in advance is his business, so is snatching up any advantages over Graven Ash. Those two compete like a couple of new recruits for a spot about the hire. It's nothing nefarious. The Voices is just curious why you're here. If he wanted to know more, you wouldn't be able to suss it out that easily. He would have sent one of the scarier peons in my stead. Oh, hang on. Have I just gained another follower? Oh, hello, Misery Guts. No, hopefully you're not actually miserable and you're enjoying the stream. And welcome to being a fellow Howler. Welcome to the pack. That's 2 new followers I've gained apparently, even though it hasn't said it on my blooming channel, which is saying I've got 28 still. Should be at like 30 now. I'll have to check that later. But thank you and welcome to the pack. Right, anyway, so why so suspicious? I have nothing to tell you. So what else did the voice of Narat told you? Only that I could find you in Edgering Ruins. Truthfully, I could have picked you out of a crowd. You're the only one of us who hasn't spent the last few months bathed in the stinking Manatine River. She laughs, but there's a force of nature in it to it. There's nothing to tell. Ooh, all right, if you say so. So she's gained a bit of fear with me. If you say so. You're walking with it, this weight pressing your shoulders, and I thought you could use a reprieve. I really ought to meet with the Archons. The war tent is just past the centre camp. She nods towards the northeast. One last thing. Be careful around the disfavoured types. They take their work seriously, and most have suffered too many blows to the head. Ooh, did we just level up? I think we did. Right, so. Yes, I know how to do attribute points, God's sake. Right, so. I think. So, attack and ability strength. Ability speed. Right, let's do what and that. And save it. There we go. And I think I'm going to do. Oh no, I don't have any. Oh, I do have Justice Sidar. There's talents. I don't think he'd be very talented in magic, so we're going to go with agility. So next one is feint. At a feint, your thrust ability, blinding your opponent as you strike them with your attack. That sounds quite good. So there we go. Save that. And then we've got all this stuff. Right, there we go.
Right.
Oh, hang on. I haven't leveled up. What the devil? Oh, got a level up bonus. Right, okay. Who do we have here? Step closer and
Will do.
present yourself. I'm the Fatebinder, you goddamn heathen. The gate guard holds up a warning hand. Go no further. You approach disfavored ground. State your business. I am Tion's Fatebinder. Stand aside. I am expected. I am Justin Sardar, Fatebinder of Tion. I bring word from Kairos' words for your commander's ears. Glares silently. The soldier worshipfully meets your gaze, eyes unblinking beneath the skull visor of his helmet. Keep glaring. I'm going to keep doing it. Oh, right. You're the Fatebinder. We're supposed to be expecting you. Glad the court cares enough to send its jester. Ooh. The guard whistles to the signal your arrival and waves you through. He called me jester. You have insane to thank for my follow. I do have to shoot off, but I will catch many of your streams. Good luck. Thank you very much, Misery Guts. Oh, thank you, Insane. That was really sweet of you. I'm guessing that's a friend of yours. Well, welcome to the pack, my friend. Hope you enjoy this. Hope he enjoys. He or she enjoys the streams. End conversation. If I could kill you, I would. Calling me jester. How dare you, sir? Right. So where are these two arguing blooming clowns? That's right, I call them clowns because generals are arguing with each other while we're meant to be focusing on the fight, for God's sake. Hang on. Ooh. Isotarnus. As Isotarnus curses the air as a blade of thin iron breaks in half beneath his hammer. Repairing weapons with scrap isn't exactly why I got into this craft, but our supplies are spent. He wipes the sweat from his brow and gets a better look at you. Why not forge bronze? Bronze will do in a pinch. Don't get me wrong, it can take a beating and get beat back into shape, unlike this stubborn iron we have to use. He glances at a pile of his work with dread. And we always have plenty of tin and copper lying around, so supplies aren't the problem. It's a rare smith who can churn out military-grade bronze consistently. More often than not, it comes out soft. Look around camp. We're garbed in the Legion head to toe in iron because it's cheaper, easier to produce for the masses. Couldn't do that with bronze. They call the disfavored the Iron Legion for a reason. Strategy and skill make our backbone, but our claws are made of iron. The good stuff that comes from the smiths of Leviathan's Crossing. You mentioned an iron shortage. I'm afraid so. The last shipment sent down the Matani went missing near Echo Call Crossing, and I am afraid we won't be seeing any more now that the valley's sealed. Forge-bound iron is Tion's responsibility. Why is this the first I'm hearing of it? Keep your voice down. Isotarnus flinches and lowers his own. Graven Ash doesn't want to cause a panic or pass any information on to the Vidarian Guard. Best case scenario, the iron tumbled off a boat and is rusting on a riverbed. Worst case, it ends up in enemy hands. If I find myself at Echo Call, I suppose I can keep an eye out. I suppose. I appreciate that. As does the great general, more than you might guess. Maybe he isn't quick to offer his thanks to outsiders, but I know he'll be grateful for your help. It would be a boon to the war effort if the iron was recovered. You can trust me to handle this. I'm here to help, even if it means cleaning up the Archon's mess. No need to salt the wound, Fatebinder. None of us is mistaken in thinking that the siege has gone exactly as planned. Well, no offence, with your two generals just bickering like children, how are we meant to get this job done? Every little helps. Every little helps. Are you trying to rub in that I work in a shop? Only joking, but thank you very much, Insane. He glances at the crate behind the side of him and points to a small set of notches on wood. You see that? That is how to tell apart our iron shipments from the rest. Inscriptions, so people don't go snooping around. You want to keep your eye out for these. Good hunting. Nope, that's all I require from you, because I don't have guild apprentice and I don't have a soldier expertise, so let's carry on. So I think this is, yeah, there's that tent. The Archons are waiting for you, Fatebinder. So we get to meet them. Going to meet the Archons now. Insane, are you ready to meet these all inspiring beings? Damn, they glowy.
That's 4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The Tearsmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
The Archon of War pounds his staff on the ground and to punctuate his words. A large, imposing man to begin with, his profile is made larger still by the hulking suit of armour that hums with mystical energy.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery, but I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
The Archon of Sequence passes a scepter between his hands as he speaks, twirling the rod in hypnotic circles. Emerald luminescence seeps from the seams of the Archon's ragged red robes. The glow is most noticeable where the neck ought to be. His mask seems to float and spin, never pivoting or bending naturally.
Hey, watch yourself. When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
First whispers as she beholds the Archons. I'm here to proclaim Kairos' edict. The valley was sealed in preparation for this moment. Clear your throat.
I always know you've run out of things to say when you resort to mocking my vassals. If we are to speak of treachery, why is it that my scouts see the Scarlet Chorus warriors defecting back to the Vendrian Guard? Your fearsome reputation has gone flaccid, for it seems you cannot control your soldiers, or perhaps you simply choose not to.
My lords, the Fatebinder has arrived. So Iron Marshal Enora, so he's the second in command, I'm guessing, in this favoured. This favoured commander raises his voice, trying to, with little success, to speak over the Archons. Perhaps we could table this discussion and let our guests speak.
Speaking of strategic failures, who was it that insisted the valley would need only a token garrison? For some strange reason, we can't seem to recall which balding halfwit grossly underestimated the enemy. Thoughts?
The Archon of Secrets twirls his scepter in a twisting loop, his leather-wrapped hands flipping the heavy rod with effortless flow. Are you two done? Oh, gain lordly from verse, wrath from Gaven Ash, and favour with the voice of Narat. Fifth Eye. They bicker like children, do they not? The Fifth Eye's grated tenor pierces the tension in the tent, and all eyes land on the Crimson Spear. I meant only to say, welcome to our guest, Fatebinder. The armoured retainer bows with a rushed inelegance, then rises to salute, and not a moment too soon. So again, favour with Gaven Ash, and favour with disfavoured. Governor Justin Sindar. Long have we been honoured by your iron. Now we are honoured with your presence. I must apologise for my lord's tempers run high of late. bow to them. Apologies for the sudden entrance. I travelled long to be here. Glare silently.
How wonderful you could join us, Quakebringer, Executioner of Cairn. You grace us with your presence.
Gain favour.
Here's hoping you have another edict for bringing childish Archons to heel.
Oh, cool. Thank you very much. I do it when I basically have the time to. I might do a bit of uploading today after I finish, but I do need to get some sleep, so I'll probably do it tomorrow. I am going to be streaming tomorrow, doing some more Fallout. Oh, thank you very much, Insane. You are an absolute... You really do warm the heart, you do, Insane. Anyway, sorry, can I just...
My
continue this?
soldiers tell me you helped Commander Drotus on your way through Eddring. You honor the court with your selfless cooperation, for that is the sort of camaraderie that Kairos demands of us all.
On the last of his words, the Archon of War glares at the voice of an art furrow on his brow as he utters the words camaraderie. I cry no thanks for doing my sworn duty. I come bearing the edict, an edict of Kairos. Are you all done bickering? I have an edict to proclaim.
My dear Binder, we won't be done bickering until the last of Ash's hair falls out.
Oh,
We'll
shit.
pause for you to read your little missive. Go on, don't keep us all in suspense.
It seemed only yesterday you were proving your worth in battle, assisting my warriors in the siege of the Bastard City. Now Kairos has chosen you for a second time to proclaim an edict. Tell us, good Fatebinder, what sort of punishment does the Overlord have in store for the Oathbreakers?
Oh, it's not for just the Oathbreakers. It be for everyone, bitches. The Overlord's loyal servants must hold at Ascension Hall by Kairos' Day of Swords, or all in the valley shall perish. It seems you need some encouragement to work together. Kairos' edict will end the lives of everyone in the valley unless Ascension Hall is claimed by Kairos' Day of Swords. In honor of your incompetence and disarray, the edict will execute every living thing in this valley unless Ascension Hall is taken. I don't think I'd be that harsh. I think I would be like that though. The earth sways with each word you utter, the air thickening with warmth as you pronounce the tersely phrased commandment. Is every syllable drafted by the hand of Kairos? With the edict proclaimed, your pulse quickens and the muscles in your legs, worn from long trip down the mountains, feel renewed. Tired limbs now nearly buoyant with vigour. Oh dear.
The Overlord means to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of this ultimatum. We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive.
Great.
We'll need to advance across the Mittani. We lose everything if we stand still. And we move to backup Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time. So we do this the hard way. Over the walls instead of through.
The Archon of War taps a finger against his temple. A low rumble escapes from under his beard.
So you found your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft, timid. That was a record for you, right? The baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
The Archon of Secrets passes his scepter from one hand to the next, chuckling softly with each toss. Can you stop literally egging him on? They call you the Archon of Secrets, but you certainly don't seem to know anything remotely useful.
I second the Fatebinder. Thought you had the memories of one of those Oathbreakers rattling about that bronze gourd of yours. Would Kairos' mighty spy master please enlighten this gathering of allies with some scrap of strategic insight?
The Archon of Secrets turns his head to the side until the face of his mask is turned all around. A new facet of mask presents itself as facing forward. When next the Archon speaks, the trembling voice of a younger man can be heard.
Our river was to be the bulwark, but with the Tidecasters slain, what hope remains? It's so cold in here. Help me, please.
The Archon turns his head to the far side until the previous facet of his mask now looks forward.
Our sources tell us the Oathbreakers had some sort of magical trick in store. But this knowledge is tinged with fear, trepidation. If we make a move for the Mitanni, we suspect the Oathbreakers will mount a counterattack that is equal parts valiant and futile.
Then enough talking, there's work to be done. My Lord Barak has his band and his band have been drilled on the Echo Core assault plan. The Crescent Runners should be briefing him as we speak regarding the latest enemy movements along the river. I will dispatch him at once. The Iron Marshal salutes, clapping her gauntlet to her breastplate. And I will ensure the chorus stands ready to march. If this favour can take the river, the chorus has the manpower to secure the outer ring of the valley.
Our soldiers clamour for battle, and at last we shall have it. Verse, we command you to continue guarding the Fatebinder. Tunon's Chosen is our honored guest, and must be shown our finest hospitality.
I won't let you down, boss. He'll get through the campaign in one piece, as long as he doesn't do anything too stupid.
The Archon twirls the scepter one last time, then taps the fifth eye on the shoulder, and the two depart.
Finally, the fool and his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kairos' judgment, but I will never understand why the voices of Narot is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end. Though the edict threatens the Scarlet Chorus just as it threatens us, I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work against us. You've shown your worth in war, and your name has been known to the Legion since the very beginning of this long conquest. So I'd ask that you join us this one last time, to help us wrap up this last objective. If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
Cool. I'm short on a few scouts, short a few soldiers, short a few everything. I'm sure my brethren would be grateful for the assistance of a skilled outsider. I would be honoured. And what of the Scarlet Cross? How will they help?
I ask myself that question often. While we take the river crossing, the Scarlet Chorus should be using their sizable presence to remove the Oathbreaker patrols lurking in the outer valley.
Alright. The Oathbreakers have maintained a sizable force outside the Citadel. We need the Chorus's manpower to scour the region. Otherwise, the Oathbreakers will attack at our heels once we cross the Martine. Glares silently. You again, Lord Huvers, wrath for going left. The Iron Marshal salutes Graven Ash and turns to leave the tent. I'll be at the training grounds readying the soldiers. Find me there when you are ready. She pauses, clearing her throat. And though I am loath to mention it, the chorus can likely use your assistance. They certainly won't secure the outer valley on their own. Fifth Eye will be somewhere in the rat's nest they call a camp, due east. Seek him out if you must. Alright, I will. But that will have to be for next time. So 1 second while I get it back to normal. Just going to turn the volume off of the game. Anyway, thank you very much to everyone who's followed. To Misery Guts, to Cogs Whistle. Thank you very much to all of you. Thank you to Blue Jacket Insane for turning up, and thank you very much to my friend Joe and Emma, who have sleepily gone to bed now but showed their support as always. Thank you. I'm really enjoying this. It's been an absolutely amazing journey. This is, I mean, I never thought I'd get to 20 followers, and let alone where I am now. So thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in, Insane. I hope to see you in more videos. I will be carrying this on, but not as of yet. I'm going to put this onto a playlist called Late Night Howling Streams, and that way you can pick up on them and watch them when you like. If I do carry this on, I will be carrying it on from this campaign, so I will hopefully be able to move the video into a new playlist. But until then, I hope you've enjoyed. If you want to follow, just click that heart above. If you want to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, just click down below. I promise the Robin doesn't bite. He did take off a few fingers last time, so just be quick. But anyway, if you want to also follow me on my YouTube channel, just go to youtube.com/WolfReaper54, and you can get all my streams. There is some Fallout there, there is some of my first impressions, which is State of Decay 2, Frostpunk, and another one which is oh god, Extinction, that's the game. But also you can get, we'll soon be getting some streams which me and my other half have done, which will be called Wolf and Bunny streams, and I hope to see you in all the others. So thank you very much for all of you tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.